Welcome, I'm Jane Holland and this is your creative forecast for the new moon on the 13th of March. So what is happening at this new moon? Well, we have some deeply creative and even spiritual aspects in the middle of this month. And a fresh feel to everything too, with one planet having already moved signs and three others no less waiting in the wings, ready to make their final curtain call before leaping into a brand new sign. Yes, this week is very performance oriented. It's dramatic, it's theatrical, but it also has a touch of gravitas, as you'll find out. Now, this fresh and dramatic new feel to everything could be extremely advantageous for those of you working in a creative or artistic field. Let's look at the detail of this new moon. The new moon takes place on the 13th of March. That's 5:21 Eastern Standard Time, 2:21 Pacific and 10:21 Greenwich Mean Time. And it takes place at 23 degrees of Pisces. Now we have a fabulous lineup of creative planets in watery Pisces at this time, suggesting dreams, fantasies, beliefs, spiritual yearnings and huge inspiration for new creative projects. Now the new moon traditionally represents the energy that rises up out of the dark moon time, which is just before the new moon. It's a time when you lie fallow, like empty earth, or you gather instruments or equipment or books in the dark time while you wait, ready to plant your new seed as the new moon rises. So at this new moon, we have Venus at 19 degrees of Pisces and Neptune, ruler of Pisces, at 20 degrees. Plus you have the Sun and the Moon conjunct at 23 degrees, all together in this fabulous and creative clump in Pisces. Now, the ancient ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, and Jupiter is a deeply dramatic, performance-oriented planet. Jupiter loves to shine and to shine its generous light on the world and perform on whatever stage is available to it, be it big or small. So you may be using this powerful Jupiter energy to put yourself forward in a new light, perhaps a more artistic and aesthetically pleasing light, as a performer, or perhaps as someone who more strongly embodies innately Piscean qualities such as sensitiveness, creativity, psychic ability even. Someone who is deeply attuned to astrology, tarot, the esoteric arts, predictions, premonitions. And this could be a time for everyone, regardless of your birth sign, to feel more open to the senses, open to what lies beyond, if you like, beyond your usual realm of understanding. Now, for Virgos, the opposite sign to Pisces, born roughly 11th to the 19th of September, you too could be feeling this creative lineup in your 7th house of close one-to-one relationships. And this can include a relationship with a creative agent, a literary agent of some kind, or acting agency, a manager, a marketer, anyone who works with you in a professional capacity long term. Now, although new moons are a time of new beginnings, as the word suggests, this Piscean new moon also has a strong sense of an ending too, because Pisces, of course, is the last sign in the zodiac Wheel of 12, and it means we're about to move out of Pisces and into Aries, which is the first sign in the zodiac, and that's the sign of spring here in the northern hemisphere. And so we start a new yearly cycle. So now the new moon time is about planting a seed under the earth. But in Pisces, the seed is still in darkness. It hasn't yet broken the earth with a new shoot. It's still sort of working away under the soil. And I feel that kind of, suggests how we're all feeling at the moment, isn't it? That we're a little bit stuck and not quite sure where we're going and when we're going, and when we're going to be out in the light again. So this new moon could trigger a shift in energy, not a self-oriented energy as we might find at the Aries new moon, but in watery, emotional, compassionate Pisces, this is going to be a great big wave of collective energy, all of us moving together forward as a group. With love for each other too, with relief and maybe a touch of giddy new moon laughter as we take to the stage. Now also at this new moon is a Saturn trine to Mars, and a trine is a harmonious 120 degree aspect linking elemental like with like, in this case air with air, which is Aquarius with Gemini. So there's a sense of tribalism here. There's a sense that we're all in this together, that we all share the same agenda, or that we should at this moment in time. And with Saturn involved, it's about structure, it's about discipline, it's a steadying influence. Now Mars is very happy to be in Gemini after Taurus. It felt a bit earthbound there, so it's rushing away, I feel, with very high energy. But it is all up in the head still. It's, it's a strong cerebral influence, whereas Saturn, it's kind of got used to that quantum leap from Earth into air. So this trine between the two planets, Saturn and Mars, feels like it's reaching out. Saturn is reaching out in order to steady Mars as it moves forward in Gemini. But it's still early days there for Mars. There are plenty more changes and shifts coming in the coming weeks. So I have a feeling this means let's pace ourselves. Let's not go wild and run out of lockdown as fast as we can and burn out basically through sheer overexcitement. And the same is true for us creatively. Let's still pace ourselves. Let's not burn out. Now this Mars in Gemini focus. Gemini is very creative, especially in mental terms. But it also has a kind of low-key feel to it, a prankster, a trickster element. Gemini likes to try on different things to see how they fit. And you may actually find this useful too yourself at the new moon, experimenting with what works for you artistically. And Gemini, of course, is a very youthful sign, even if it can be a little bit green and inexperienced at times, a little prone to egotism too. So you may need not to rush into anything too enthusiastically or recklessly, thinking only of your own needs at this time. Remember, Saturn trining Mars is saying, cool your jets, youngster. This could work, yes, but slow down a little bit. Think of your responsibilities. And with Saturn in Aquarius, of course, think of the future too. Think of the collective. Think of the group. Is this going to be good for all of us, not just you? Because Aquarius, of course, is all about the future, especially a collective future. Now this Saturnine contact acts in a kind of neighbourhood watch way, a kind of look after everyone, look after your neighbours, your older folk, remember your responsibilities to them. And it may be that you could decide to collaborate creatively with an older person at this time, or with a group, or to benefit from an older person's wisdom in creative terms. You could also be looking back in some way, taking inspiration from art or artists in the past, but bringing your own fresh new twist. Now, in a creative sense, we may all be finding ourselves in uncharted territory at the moment. We could be launching into a field where we lack experience, rushing in where angels fear to tread, a little rashly at times, I suspect. And this Saturn balancing trine is going to be advising us to listen to older and wiser heads with regards to a new creative project. You can still dance on your tippy toes, like this light, bouncy, everywhere at once Mars in Gemini. Have fun with it, but let your energy have its head. Try new things, experiment with your message and how you're putting yourself out to the world. But remember what Saturn is saying, go deeper as well, go further in. Look to your fears and your phobias as well. Ask, what am I afraid of and why? And maybe use that edge in your creative work. It provides that gravitas, that authority I was talking about earlier. In a way, you're thumbing your nose at your past fears by walking past them. So, have a wonderful and very creative new moon in Pisces this month. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.